And a good-natured back and forth between the players while we wait to get this one underway. And welcome, everyone, to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Pacers, Teague out there with Robinson. They've got Turner. He's thrilled for this one. Everyone will be watching now how he does in his first NBA official game. Then it's Paul George, and it's Serafin in at the 4. And for San Antonio, Tony Parker is out there with Ginobili. And at the center position, one of the most highly skilled 7-footers in the game today. He can do it all. Pau Gasol. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Aldridge in at the 4 slot.
Well, I tell you what, the Pacers did a lot of good things last year. Defended well, protected the rim and their home court. Really, the one area for improvement is probably the road record. They could get better in that area.
Parker with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Ginobili leading the charge. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, Clark, as you said, the Pacers didn't play as well as they had hoped to on the road for a team that won the division. They were 19-21 away from Indianapolis, and Steve, not the kind of record they wanted to end with.
No, but if you're around 500 then you can control your home court, you're going to have a good season. And that's exactly what Indiana did. They ended up with the 3rd seed in the East, and all in all, a terrific year.
Now, here is George. And that one goes long.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Parker's shot is off.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Robinson with it. And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
Well, Kevin, he said that they didn't want to take what the defense gave them tonight, saying we need to play our game. I told my guys to go right at their defenders and make plays happen. If we sit back and don't be the more aggressive team, we'll just be digging a hole for ourselves. Sounds like they have confidence in their ability to score, guys.
Okay, Doris, well, the offensive approach, a primary force in the game plan today, guys.
As it should be, Kevin. I mean, they're the type of team where if they can get their offense clicking, everything else falls into place.
Exactly. For them, more than...
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year, and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
Aldridge kicks to Ginobili. Dishes it to Leonard. Left side, Leonard. Ginobili. Feeds to Aldridge. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
And Kevin, what stands out to me is his array of moves down on the low block. The low post scoring, back to the basket game. That's what he does, and that's a valuable weapon for a team to have.
And Steve, near the bucket, he's one of the best finishers around. I mean, he does a great job of using his strong body to fight through contact and get to the rack.
The Pacers making a switch here. Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Kevin Serafin. C.J. Miles comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Robinson. And it's Ellison for Jeff Teague. Now here's Parker. Gasol, a screen on Ellis. Back to Gasol. And it's good in the assist by Parker. Gasol's got his first points of the game.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Here's Ellis. Can't get it to go. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Spurs lead by 4. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up.
And as you might expect for the team with the second best record in the West, the Spurs dominated the East last season, played each team twice for a total of 30 games, and went 25-5 in that stretch.
Ginobili kicks to Leonard. Back to Ginobili. Ginobili off a pick from Gasol. Ginobili the pass to Gasol. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Parker's shot is off. And Clark, back to what you said about the Spurs and the East, it was far and away the best record against the conference, Steve, for a team in the West.
Yeah, the second best record was Memphis with 22 wins. So kind of scary to think that they rested their big stars a few times against teams in the East, and they were still able to put up that kind of a record.
Ginobili right side, and taken away by Ellis. 1:11 left here in the second. Turner with a screen for Ellis. Young's shot is off.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Gasol's shot is good. Gasol's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Spurs. Ellis kicks to Turner. There's the dish to Miles. Fires from deep. And that one's good. Miles has got his first 3 points of the game.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Ginobili against Stuckey. Here's Leonard. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Can you hear the crowd kind of murmuring? I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting them have it.
The Pacers making a switch here. George is checked in. Kicks it out to Ginobili. He feeds it to Leonard. 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by Indiana. Tries it from 19, and the shot is good. And the first half ends in a close one. It's the Spurs. They lead by a bucket. We'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly. But first, it's the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
This is the halftime show. Let's break down all the first half action. A closely contested game for the Spurs at at&t Center going against Indiana. Wiping the glass defensively. Look, no streaks. They're preventing any second chance opportunities. Pau Gasol getting it done early. He's picked up 4 points and also helped out with 2 rebounds. But the Pacers getting after it as well. They're scoring with confidence, shooting with an excellent percentage. Looking good early, Monte Ellis. They aren't exactly eye-catching numbers, but don't be fooled. He's came to play, and he's leading them towards victory in this one. Thanks for being with us. Let's get back to San Antonio as the third quarter is about to get underway.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
I think this is the kind of quality performance we expect to see from him. He's always setting the bar high for himself, and sometimes I think we just kind of get numb to how good he really is.
You know, Steve, I think it's doubly difficult to keep up the level of play he does when you know you're the focal point of the other team's defense. To be able to play like he has when you have a reputation of being the guy, that's impressive.
And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. Swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, we're seconds away from another championship banner.
Serafin with the ball. Leonard picks him up. Shot by Serafin, no good. Parker, right side. Outside Aldridge. All sorts of time. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. We've got 1:08 left here in the third quarter. Robinson against Ginobili. George hacks a two-pointer. It's hauled in by Tony Parker. Well, getting back to the Spurs, they look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs, Clark. Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. But when they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively and did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge. He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block, but that one's going to count.
Now you can tell what the crowd thinks about that call.
Yeah, they erupted as soon as the whistle blew.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. The Spurs shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
Well, how about last season they shot 80% as a team from the free throw line. That's an impressive number.
And a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
T gets a screen from Serafin. He kicks it to Robinson. And that comes off the assist by Jeff T.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to fight over the top of that.
Here's Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Teague. Here's Leonard. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. The third quarter comes to a close. Spurs lead by 5. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Spurs.
Well, they're taking high percentage shots in the paint. I like the way their offense is clicking.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
The shot by Turner, no good. Spurs leading by 5. Leonard with the ball. Robinson picks him up and out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And so it's Indiana with it. Teague with the ball. He dishes it to Serafin. Turner from downtown. Tony Parker grabs the miss. Parker's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Back to Ginobili. Tipped. And now it's Teague running. He can go all the way. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Parker dishes to Leonard. Back to Parker. This all setting the pick for Parker. 6 to shoot. This all no good. Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Teague, the open look, nails it. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
That is a clutch shot if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, very gutsy there. What more can you say? He got it done at the best time.
Pass it to Aldridge. Ginobili outside. Outside Gasol. Sinks it.
Somebody set a fire under Pau Gasol.
And the Pacers call time here. They trail by 3. 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, down 3, you don't necessarily have to go for the 3. You could go for the quick bucket and then the foul.
I'm not sure. I mean, in this situation, I think they should look for the 3, Steve. I mean, try to tie this thing up. You've got 3-point shooters. Let it fly.
The shot by Turner, no good. Here's Gasol. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up. and they'll retain possession. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here, so now it's a 5-point game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. And so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're behind by 7. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Well, this one's out of reach, so I'm not sure why they're calling the timeout here. Maybe just to try to work on something, maybe an out-of-bounds play or something.
Well, they might as well talk about what movies they want to see or what they want to surf on the internet, because this one's done, boy.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.